Okay, so we go through the solutions to the ordinary level exam first. Okay, so question 1. Right, so find the value of this expression here when n is 4. So we have 5, and in place of n, we're going to put in 4, plus 3, close bracket, minus, open bracket, 2 times 4, minus 5, close bracket. So that is 20 plus 3, minus 3, minus, that's 8, minus 5. 20 plus 3 is 23, minus 8 minus 5 is 3. So the answer is 20. Slip in the next two. Okay, so Patrick says that x equal to 5 is a solution of x squared minus 9x plus 20. Eve says that x equal to 4 is a solution of x squared minus 9x plus 20. Show that both are correct. Okay, so if you want to show that something, if you want to show that an x value is a solution, the way you do it is to sub it in. Okay, so if when you were doing your exam you didn't know that, that's the kind of thing you would take down in your notes and study it going forward. Alright, so I have x squared minus 9x plus 20, and I'm going to check, equals 0, and I'm going to check Patrick's solution. So 5 squared minus 9 bracket 5 plus 20 equals 0. That's 25. 5 9s are 45, and then plus 20 equals 0. So 25 minus 45 is minus 20, plus 20 equals 0, and that's definitely true. Okay, and then we'll do the other one over here, just separate it up a little bit. So what's her name? Eve's solution. So x squared minus 9x plus 20 equals 0, and she said 4. So 4 squared minus 9 times 4 plus 20 equals 0. That's 16 minus 36 plus 20 equals 0. 16 minus 36 is minus 20, plus 20 equals 0, and that's true. So now I have showed that both of them were correct. Next one. Okay, so I'm just going to write this out again. So 2 times 2x plus 1 equals 3 bracket x plus 2. Alright, so we need to take this 2 and we need to multiply it across the bracket, which means multiply it by everything in the bracket, and then do the same thing with the 3 and its bracket. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times plus 1 is plus 2. Then you have your equals. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 2 is plus 6. So we will take this and move it over here. And when you move it, it becomes a minus 3x. And then it's gone from here. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it, and when it moves it becomes the opposite, which is a minus 2, and it's gone from here. So I'll write out what I have. So I have 4x and minus 3x on the left side of the equals, and then on the right side of the equals I have 6 and minus 2. So 4x minus 3x is x, or 1x, and 6 minus 2 is 4. And that's that. And that's question 1. Okay, so question 2. So in the algebra pyramid below, the two expressions in the lower block are added to find the expression in the block above. So they've done an example. So they said that 2b and 6b add together to make 8b. Okay. Complete the pyramid by filling in the empty blocks. Okay. So I'm just going to get rid of what I just wrote in there. Now, this one and this one are going to add to make this one. So that means that one, 6, and it has to be a 3. So that's going to be 3b. Yeah? Then we have this one and this one will make, those two will come together to make this one. So that there, that b that's just on its own is a 1b. So 3b and 1b makes 4b. Okay, and then we go up again. So this one and this one will come together to make this one here. So 16, so that's going to be 17, isn't it? 8 and 9. 17b. And then we're going to do, change again. This one here and this one here will make this one. So 9 and 4 is 13b. And then these two will add together to make the one on the top. So 17 and 13 is 30b. Okay. Right, so the next question is factorize. So factorize each of the following. 40v plus 16w. So we have to see if there's anything common. So between 40 and 16, is it 8? Yeah, 8 divides into 14. Yeah. So we're going to take the 8 outside and we're dividing. So 40 divided by 8 is 5. And the letter is V. Sign is plus. And 16 divided by 8 is 2. And the letter is W. And that's it. And this one is the one where you group them. So I'm going to group these two together. And then I'm going to group these two together. So what's common with the first two? It's A. And if I remove the A, I'm left with X, sign is plus, and I'm left with Y. Now from the pink, what's common is minus B. Now, if I remove the minus and the B, I'm left with a positive X. And if I remove the minus and the B, I'm left with a positive Y. And then if you remember to finish these off, you write down the brackets and you write down the spares. So the A and the minus B. Okay, so this one here, if you're looking back in your notes, which if you didn't get them right, you should be, this is called a highest common factor, and this is called factorizing by grouping. Okay. So multiply out and simplify. Right, so multiplying two brackets, this is where you split the first and multiply by the second, which again, hopefully is a rule you knew. So I'm going to take the 3x and I'm going to write it over here. And then I'm going to take the plus 5 and I'm going to write it over here. So I put the, 3k, not 3x, put the 3k there and plus 5 there, so I split the first bracket. And then after the 3k, I write the second bracket, and after the 5, I write the second bracket. The second bracket is written twice, and then you do what we did in a previous question. You take the 3k and you multiply it across that bracket, and you take the 5 and you multiply it across that bracket. So 3k by k, so numbers is just the 3. And then 2k's is written as k squared. Next one is, so the sign is minus, and then we have 3 by 3 is 9, and the letter is k. Next one here, so the only number is 5, and the only letter is k, so 5 by k is just 5k. And then here we have a plus by a minus, which is a minus, and then 5 by 3 is 15. Okay, the question does say that we need to simplify. So we're going to look at like terms. So k squared is all by itself. There's a minus 9k and a plus 5k, and they can be combined because they're both k, and then the minus 15 has to be left on its own. So 3k squared left on its own. Minus 9 plus 5 is minus 4 as the total for the k's, and then minus 15. So that's it, multiplied and simplified. Okay, question 3 is a simultaneous equation. So these are the ones where you have to get the x's to have the same number but opposite sign. Okay, so if I want to make these the same number, the number I'm going to make them is 12, because I can multiply this 3 by 4 and it will be 12, and I can multiply this 4 by 3 and it will be 12. Okay, but remember that whatever you want to multiply your x by, you have to multiply everything by. So top line by 4, I'm getting 12x plus 8y equals 4 12s or 48. And then the bottom line by 3 gives me 12x minus 3y equals 15. Okay, now at the moment I have the same number, so that was the first thing, same number. Okay, but I don't have different signs. So at the moment this is a plus 12 and this is a plus 12, and they're not going to cancel. So hopefully you remember this, but the way you change the signs is you multiply everything in one line by minus 1, and that will have the effect of changing all signs. Okay, so I'm going to leave my top line alone. The top line is 12x plus 8y equals 48. And on the bottom line, I'm going to multiply by minus 1. So if you multiply 12x by minus 1, you will get minus 12x. If you multiply minus 3y by minus 1, the two minuses make plus 3y. And if you multiply 15 by minus 1, you will get a minus 15. Okay, so, oh, wrong colour, oh well. So now I have same number, which I achieved in the first line, but now look, I have a 12 and a minus 12, so I have different signs. And that's what you need in simultaneous equations. You need the same number, but you need different signs. So now the x's cancel out. So 8 and 3 makes 11y. And 48 minus 15 is 33. I want to isolate the y, so I will divide by 11 to cancel the 11. If I do that on the left, I have to balance and do that on the right. So that gives me y equals 3. To get x then, you take your top equation, so 3x plus 2y equals 12. And I'm going to take the 3 and put it in for y. So I get 3x plus 2 times 3 equals 12. So 3x plus 6 equals 12. So then take this, bring it across. It will become a minus 6. And then that will be gone from there. So I have 3x equals 12 minus 6 is 6. And then, no, I need red. Last thing I do then is divide by 3. Divide by 3. That will cancel that. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my two answers are x equals 2, y equals 3. for question 3. Okay, question 4. So x squared minus 49, and we're being asked to factorize. So that is again, if you're looking back in your notes, a difference of 2 squares. So you recognize that the 49 is 7 squared. So you put an x here and you put an x here, that's your x squared. You put a 7 here and a 7 here, and that's your 7 squared, and then one bracket is plus and one bracket is minus. Okay, and then we're being asked to solve the equation. So we've already established that when you factorize, it's x plus 7, x minus 7. So from this point to solve, this is where you split the page. Oh, don't know why that didn't work. Undo that. Sorry, no. So you split the page and you let your first bracket equal 0 and you let your second bracket equal 0. We're going to take this, bring it across, and it will become a minus 7, and then that's gone. So we have x equals 0 minus 7, which is just minus 7. And then the minus 7 will go across and become the opposite of minus 7, which is plus 7. So we have x equals 0 plus 7 is 7. So that's it solved. Alright, and then the last one. So Patrick, Debbie and Tom counted the number of text messages they received that day. Patrick received X number of text messages. Debbie received 4 more than Patrick, and Tom received twice as many as Patrick. Select suitable expressions from A, B, C, D, and E which represent the number of texts that Debbie and Tom received. Okay, so Debbie received 4 more than Patrick, and Patrick received X. So there it is there. Debbie received X plus 4. So she received Patrick's messages plus another 4. Tom received twice as many. So twice as many is the same as double. So here. So he received Patrick's messages times 2. So 2x. Okay, so Patrick said the total number of text messages Debbie and Tom received between them can be represented by the expression 3x plus 4. So Debbie and Tom, so we do Debbie plus Tom. So Debbie is x plus 4 plus Tom is 2x. So if we look at the families, we have an x here and a 2x here. They can be combined to make 3x, and then you have your 4. Oh, and that's it. 3x plus 4. All right. So the total number of text messages that Debbie and Tom received was 19. Write down an equation to represent this statement. So we know that this here is the total number of text messages that Debbie and Tom received. So this expression represents the total number of text messages they received, and they're now telling us that the total number of text messages that they received equals 19. So there's your equation. Now they want us to solve it. So to solve it, I would take my 4, bring it across. It would become a minus 4, and then that would be gone. So I have 3x equals 19 minus 4 is 15. And then divide by 3 on both sides. So x equals 5. Okay, so then how many text messages did Debbie and Tom receive? So Patrick received X. Debbie received 4 more. Okay, so we now know that Patrick received X text messages. He actually received 5 messages. So Debbie received 4 more than that. So she received 5 plus 4. So she got 9. Whereas Tom, if you remember, was twice as many as Patrick. So Patrick got 5 and Tom had twice that amount. So Tom got 10 text messages. And that's it. Okay, so we spent so much time doing so much of that before the mocks, especially the factorizing, the simultaneous equations. You will not get away with a paper without doing factorizing, simultaneous equations, solving linear equations. It will definitely be on the paper. So just take a bit of time to make sure you understand all this. All right.